Hi, I'm Liz Chavez, and I am an ESL teacher. I teach ESL, English as a Second Language, to kindergarten through fifth grade students. And this is a presentation about the importance of using multicultural children's literature in your classroom as well as in your instruction. I'm going to start with the early picture books, and I know we have someone who's joined us, so hello, Celeste. The early picture books are kind of for like a preschool age to like kindergarten, first grade. I have a daughter who's 3 and a daughter that's 6, and they both love all these texts. So I just took a picture of all of them, and then on the left, I have the titles listed from left to right. And so if you think about this as any of these texts alone are fantastic, but if you think of them as kind of like a whole, they'll provide you with a great range of diversity for your classroom library. So our favorite day is about an Asian family, and the little girl is very close with her grandfather. Saturday is a fantastic book. It features a mom and a daughter, and they live in an apartment, and the mom works every day of the week except for Saturday. And Saturday is their favorite day, but the day goes all wrong, and it's just a very disappointing day. And so there's actually some SEL components in here where they learn to breathe and take a deep breath and regroup, and there's a lot of repetition in here. Something that I will say is that I've tried to pick high quality books, so there's things that you would want to see in an early picture book for kids. So you want to see repetition, you want to see easily retold, easily to retell, you want to see engaging illustrations, you want to see that sort of thing. So these have all that. What Riley wore is fantastic. It's about a child who doesn't really identify as either a boy or a girl, and it's just about wearing the things that speak to you. And that's actually addressed in the story where a child asks Riley, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And Riley doesn't really answer, but they still make friends. So it's actually been a great practice for me to work with my daughters and for myself on some pronoun work, because we're always saying he and she. And so here I'm always having to say the child or Riley or they. And that's actually something my 6-year-old daughter has learned to do as well in this instance, and we've kind of practiced it in other instances too, where we don't know. So we say the person, or they have on really cool boots. We've practiced that. It's a great entryway to that sort of real life work. This book I was speaking of before, Marisol McDonald, Doesn't Match. It's a little girl that is, one parent's Peruvian, one parent is white, and she's got this fire red hair, and she wears wild outfits, and she kind of becomes aware that she doesn't match in a multitude of ways, and so she begins to really try to match, and she feels uncomfortable and like she's not herself, and so she ends up just being herself, which is a great lesson for all kinds of kids. But it's a particular struggle for students who have multiple racial identities. Last Up on Market Street is a book many of you probably know, but it features another grandmother. We've got a grandma here and a grandpa there. Another grandmother with her grandson riding public transportation, and it's not viewed in like a negative experience. It's just how it is. And they go and actually volunteer at a soup kitchen. I think they're volunteering at a soup kitchen there. This next one, The One Day House, is one of my new favorite books. It is another grandmother who lives with a grandson, and her house is kind of in disrepair in lots of different ways, and he keeps telling her, one day we're going to fix this, one day we're going to fix that, and she's like, I like it just how it is. And so there's a lot of repetition in this book as well, so the kids can help chime in and start to produce some language with you. And then at the end, all of the community members that he's been telling about, they all come together and they fix up her house. So it's the one day house. Really good lesson. It's really great for also teaching his kids how to collaborate. So, you're always thinking about, what kind of text do I need for the 4 C's? What kind of text do I need for SEL? You can use a diverse text. You can use a text that it's new and exciting for them too. Yo Yes by Chris Rashka is a book that you can tell from the picture has been read 1,000 times. It's a really beginning book. It has one Black student, one white student in it, and they are making friends. The Black student is very friendly, and the white student is very withdrawn, and it just shows in a very short, each sentence is like maybe 1 to 3 words. It has a lot of great punctuation work on it. You can tell from the cover. We've studied punctuation with it. We learned simple words like how to read yes, how to read no in the book. Great meaning with very little amount of text. Mommy's Kimar, I hope I'm saying that right, is a wonderful text about this little girl who is playing dress up with her mother's Kimars, and they're all of these beautiful colors with patterns and stripes. I've used this text with my kindergarten, first grade ESL students to talk about describing. So describe the color, describe the pattern, describe the design. Is it stripes? Is it polka dots? Is it a floral pattern? So just very visually interesting, easy to produce a lot of language, and also, hey, there are people in our school who wear these types of scarves. What do they mean? And shows that they are a particular type of religion. It's a way to respect and show that you love God. That's also something I've taught their God. That's something I've taught my own kids. So when we see people in the community, they're not like, what's that? They've had an experience. Oh yeah, like a Mommy's Kamar. Exactly. Honor Welcome is just a great general text. This text is not an Voices text. This text is written by a white author, but it's just a great general book to show that all kids are welcome in your school, all kids are welcome in your space, and has a multitude of different types of kids and lots of different expressions of identities and all sorts of things. It's a really good book to kind of start the year. And the last one I have here is You Hold Me Up. It is written by a First Nations woman and a First Nations illustrator, I believe. And this book is a great book. It talks about ways that you can show up for each other. And it's framed as a family. But I think it would be a great way, I know school's kind of up in the air, but it would be a great way to talk to your kids about ways that we can show up for each other in the classroom. When someone's hurt, what can we do? When someone is very quiet, how can we support them? When someone's feeling angry, how can we support them? When I'm trying to teach you something, how can you support me? So it's just the ways to show up for each other.